Good morning, you three. How are we? It is Monday. I hope that you're all doing well. Thank you to those children that have emailed me. If you haven't emailed me and you're watching this video, please email me because I love seeing what you've been up to. So, we started this book on Friday. This was the book that everyone voted for, and we just met, we met Stitchhead, who is this guy here, and we found out that he is the creation of like a mad professor who makes makes life out of putting bits together, a bit like a Frankenstein situation. And the professor's latest experiment has just escaped, and Stitchhead is the one that's trying to fix it. So it says, the second chapter, Werewolf Extract, in brackets, Stitchhead versus Creature. Growl! Stitchhead raced through the castle, panic stretching his stitches to breaking point. There was no doubt about it. The professor had been using werewolf extract in his experiment again. The full moon had made the creature mad. It's looking for a way out, he thought. If it makes it to the town. With every desperate step, Stitchhead imagined the professor's creature tearing through Gubba's nubbin, trampling or squashing or eating its way through as many humans as its 3 stomachs could bear. And if that were to happen, it would only be a matter of time before the townsfolk cried out for revenge, not just on the creature, but on the professor. The humans would come for them. They would destroy the castle and everything inside, including his master. For as long as Stitchhead could remember, it was this thought that scared the almost life out of him. He delved into his bag and rooted around. After a moment, he pulled out a small green bottle. He wiped the dust from the bottle label. Wolf away. Curative elixir for the treatment of sudden and or acute werewolfism. 2 droplets to be taken before bedtime. So it looks like it's a cure for being a werewolf. Hope it's enough, thought Stitchhead, as he followed the creature's roar along a dozen dark, cobwebbed corridors, the fate of the professor once again in his tiny, trembling hands. How many times had he chased after one of his master's mad monsters? Dozens? Hundreds? He had lost count over the years. Before long, Stitchhead heard the boom, boom, boom of the creature trying to break free. It's in the courtyard. It's trying to smash open the great door, muttered Stitchhead as he rounded the corner and raced through the main hall. At the far end, a creature-shaped hole had been smashed into the wall. Stitchhead nervously edged towards it and poked his head through into the moonlit corridor. Stitchhead hated being outside. Every one of the thousands of stars in the sky only reminded him how small and insignificant he was. He preferred the comfort of his home, deep underground in the castle's dungeon. There in the shadows, he could almost forget that he was forgotten. But this was the night that everything changed. Come on, you can do this. You promised, whispered Stitchhead. He took a deep breath and stepped out into the courtyard. There, in the moonlight, was the creature, sending its 2 great arms, and 1 small arm, in crashing against the great door that led to the world outside. Growl! As Stitchhead edged closer, he realised just how huge the creature was. It had more power in a single nostril than he had in his whole body. The great door was already starting to splinter under the might of its fists. Any moment now, the creature would be free. Stitchhead raced through the creature's legs. With the bottle of Wolf Away gripped tightly in his hand, he leapt onto the creature's foot and scrabbled up the thickest and hairiest of its 2 tree trunk legs, then up its hunchback to its head. He grabbed one of the creature's long ears as tightly as he could. Growl! Boomed the creature, shaking its head like a wet dog. Stitchhead flew into the air. He reached out, grabbed onto the creature's tusks as it roared with madness. That's the newest creation, look. Please stop, he cried, clinging on for the dear almost life. He felt that his stitches might shake themselves loose or snap outright. He quickly bit the stopper off his bottle. "Open wide," he whispered, and threw the bottle into the creature's still roaring mouth. A second later, Stitchhead lost his grip and was sent flying across the courtyard and straight into the wall.